Welcome everybody to Sim Racing World TV's coverage and broadcast of tonight's round 2 Porsche GT3 Cup at Circuit of Americas. I'm here tonight with our co-host tonight, Stephen McCartan, and our illustrious producer, Nathan Shibby Howard also. Say hello, boys.
Evening all.
I hope everyone's having a great night. We're it's going to be a great night of racing here tonight. In the Porsches, it's going to be a very mixed bag on this track here. Some undulations, some turn one hairpin gets a bit hairy. Hey, Stefan.
Oh, absolutely. It's an uphill braking. Everyone can think you can brake a lot later with that sort of, natural gravity slowing you down. But then you get to the top of it, there's a massive crest and a massive bump where you'll lock your fronts and off you go. So it's definitely but it's also probably the best passing opportunity these boys have at Coda. But also you got a 38-degree track temperature there. That's going to, if you excite the rears too much, you'll be around at any of these corners. So it's going to be a good action-packed night, I reckon, with this field.
Do you think with this track temperature, people will be playing around with the brake bias a bit, trying to get things right as they are on track here? Or do you think they've had it pretty dialed through practice there?
Oh, I think there'll definitely be a few people that obviously can't get that practice in during the week and stuff that'll be fiddling with the setup, but I'd imagine most of these pro guys that we'll see near the front of the field would have had it dialed in for most of the week, I would say.
Fantastic, yeah. And we've talking about that, we've actually got Josh Thomas actually from Precision Sim Training in the race tonight, and he's been out there cutting some laps in practice. He was doing pretty confident mid 206s, so he should be on pretty fire. He was pretty quick in that car there, so interesting. We got Greg Leakey just going off the side there in the red car there.
Yeah, it's Dakota's definitely one of the tracks where it's more flowing, especially in the Porsche GT3 where you don't have traction or ABS. You can't really hammer the car through the corners and limited downforce. So as we can see Michael coming through these S's, you hit those yellow sausage curbs, you also just go flying, as iRacing likes to send cars to the moon apparently. Yep. But so you've got to be online. You can't afford to be at half a car width or else you're in the marbles and off, or you'll be hitting those yellow curbs and ending your race with damage. So it's going to be tough for some of these guys that aren't quite experienced around this track. But yeah, these top guys are going to have a great ball, I reckon.
Most definitely. Greg Barber with a great lap there too. He's just done two purple sectors there and mid sectors there in his lap there. So Greg Barber might be a contender tonight also.
Yeah, definitely. He's only what's that 0.019 behind Michael Whiting of the 2080. As you said, we did see Joshua Thomas in the mid 206s in practice, and a few others. I think we're reaching the mid 7s. So going off what we saw in practice, that 2080 is still a pretty good banking lap there by Michael. So I'd expect to see a few faster times, but it's still a pretty solid, opening account for these guys.
I think we'll see a bunch of people in the 207, so it'll be interesting to see whether Josh or anybody else can drop it into the 205s once they're up to speed. They do have a good whack of qualifying here, so they should. You never know. It should be pretty insane. We did see last week. Old mate get into the 15s there, and the 215s, so into the 115, sorry. So in last week's track, so that was quite an impressive race there and a quite impressive lap. So
yeah, exactly. These guys, the ones up the front that are setting these fast lap times, to be able to do what they do lap in, lap out is just insane. Like, I can drive these cars semi-okay, but nowhere near what these top guys in this league are driving these cars at. And then obviously with our Pro and Am championship we've got going, you also see battles within battles, because you can have potentially AMs that are fast at certain tracks, and they'll also compete with the pros who may have a bogey track. So there's going to be a good mixture of cars. The 30-odd cars we have on the grid always makes it exciting. Luckily we do sort of have a nice wide open track to field the 30-odd cars tonight. As Chris Island setting pretty good sectors as well through Sector 3, Purple in Sector 1. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him go to the top here shortly as well.
Well, he's definitely got some pace behind him. He's had some pace in in the F3s last night also. So
There
thank
he is,
you.
207.8 to the top, 210s clear of Michael Whiting.
Here we go. We're coming down into 207s already, guys. So it's definitely a taste of things to cover. We're only coming into coming up to our 8th minute now, and these guys would have only gotten probably 2 really good laps so far. So these guys' tires probably aren't even right up to peak, right? Probably
Yeah,
another 1 or 2 laps.
Yeah, I'd probably say your fastest lap would probably be on your second flying lap in these cars.
Okay.
I always found the best way to cycle these tyres is actually do like a 3/4 lap, like your out lap, do a 3/4 lap and then really attack so you don't kill the front tyres but the rears have come up to temperature, because if your rears have temperature you can drive through the corners in these cars. It doesn't matter as much if your fronts aren't fully up to temperature, because with the amount of sliding these cars do, if you can get those rears hooked up, you can drive through the corners, almost, drifting through all the corners, and which may not seem like the fast way, but
almost using the back weight of the car to assist in
exactly.
downforce almost. Yeah, when it's got enough heat in the rear anyway.
So if you can get the the rears warmed up slightly before the fronts, it bodes pretty well. Generally, especially at a lap like Coda, if your rears are nice and warm as you start the lap, by the time you hit that big braking zone into turn 1, your fronts would have come up to temperature as well. So be interesting to see how some of these guys sort of cycle those tyres, or if they decide to do a nice long run just to get into a rhythm and then attack in the last sort of 10 minutes, which we're coming up to now. But there's still a few names that haven't set lap times yet. You still got Adam Hughes, that last season's defending champion, who hasn't set a lap time yet. Jake Edwards is normally up there in the top 10. Who else are we missing? Joshua Thomas, if he is racing, has yet to set that those lap times as well. So there's a few quick guys yet that haven't set their lap times.
Blake Delaney also. Blake Delaney's down.
Yeah, it's another one.
He hasn't even jumped out on track yet. By the look of it, he might be just out there warming up. He's doing his out lap right now, so that might be him coming out of the pits now.
Exactly. So there's a bunch of people that's still setting their lap times that can quite easily reach the top, and Chris has just gone a little bit faster again, breaking it down to a 207.5, and Dalton's just jumped in with a 207.6 as well. So these guys are starting to put in their laps now.
And we did see last week as well, with quite a larger field in the Porsches as well, that a lot of these faster guys have actually know that they probably, as you were just explaining, that second lap's probably your best one to hit it on. So a lot of these guys are probably trying to wait for the gaps to open up a bit and get some clean air so they can get a nice, good, convincing, 2 good laps in and really hit a good time there.
Absolutely, and you've got that long back straight as well, so some of these guys might be doing their lap, and then someone else of their teammate will be coming out a lap or 2 later and giving them that nice big toe down the back straight as well, which might be worth a couple of tenths if they can play that right. So a lot of team strategy can be played at a track like Coda, because obviously you don't want to be behind a car going through the fast section of sector 1, through the S's, because you'll just lose too much downforce off the front and be understeering the whole way through there. But where we are now on board, you will want a nice big toe from a teammate if you can get it. So plenty of strategy in that to be played as well for qualifying.
Very cool. They're definitely very, very cool, and it'll be definitely very cool to see that teamwork during the race as well. We just we've got Steven Sinkovich with a bit of damage on the front the front of that car, the front right of that car, front right quarter there. So he's had a bit of something. He must have had a bit of an off and collected a wall there a little bit. And as we saw just before also with Daniel Fritz, one of our new drivers, in a pretty cool Makita livery. Reminded me of the old Makita. Give me my Makita back, Mac. The old ads on TV. Crack up.
Might be a bit before my time.
Yeah, true. Maybe Shibby would understand it. Understand it. But that's a cool looking livery.
It is a very nice livery.
Driving his toolbox. Very cool.
Yeah, and with the damage that we saw there on Steven's car as well, that's exactly what those yellow curbs through the S's can cause as well. So if you're half a car width off and collect one of those, it can lead to race ending damage almost as well, because it can bend steering if you do it too many times.
Yeah, very, very true. They call them sausage curves, but they're just basically massive, massive gutters.
Essentially,
just
yes.
lumps of concrete, you know.
Yeah, that entice people in, but then punish you if you hit it.
Yeah, exactly right. Look, aim for me, but don't hit me. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Galen Hodgkinson, and we definitely want to watch as well there, guys. He's one that still has some had some good improving pace. Josh Thomas has got a bunch of purples there as well in his sections. Hell, what a look at that. He's just smashed a 206.6. Holy hell. First man to break the 207s here. It definitely shows his skill. He's definitely showing his true colours tonight and his skill, and he's definitely right place to be Josh Thomas from Precision Sim Training, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a epic lap to be almost a second clear of the next best, where we saw Chris, who's currently P2, on pole for Laguna Seca round. So, to be a second clear of the last round pole sitter is an amazing feat, really, for Joshua there. So we'll see if anyone can get close, because if anyone can sort of stay within 4/10 of that draft around this lap will probably keep them together. So it's going to be interesting, but the way it's looking, it's Joshua Thomas the whole way.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Just came out, smashed it, went straight back to the pits. Oh, yep, that's enough. That's enough. Now I'll just go back out and have a little cruise, get my tyres back up, and we got a bit of damage there on the front of Bradley Wall there too.
It looks like it's the same damage that Stevens had, so I'd say these boys are hitting those big yellow sausage curbs through those find out
which actual corner number it is.
Yeah, it looks like Greg Barper's actually got a purple sector there for sector 2, so
he's got a protected into the 206s as well. On board with Greg Barber here, guys. Is he going to be able to make it? Oh, not quite into the 206s, 207.3 there, guys. Very, very close though.
Great lap in that purple sector, so he's obviously got the pace. If he can get it a little bit quicker and string those other sectors together, he's going to be up there with Joshua in a heartbeat.
Oh, mate, definitely. It'll be good to see those guys go at it then, won't it? Absolutely. It's quite a cool looking livery as well. Pool master, kind of looks like the water in a pool, kind of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more chrome on liveries this season as well, from what I'm seeing, with Joshua Thomas's livery, that pool master livery there. Who have we got here on?
Nathan Gore, that's a good looking livery too. Actually, it's quite nice. Quite cool.
Very, very much so. It's so it's definitely new drivers, new liveries, makes it all very interesting as well. So yeah, but
definitely, and it's awesome to see the new drivers as well, and how they kind of interact with the old drivers, and how it kind of changes the dynamic of the race, and how everybody kind of slots in, I suppose, into the final standings.
Yeah, and exactly with that now, with due to the numbers we have attained, it's we've got that pro and that am championships, so 2 championships within one one race. So there'll be different fights going on through this whole race, and people will be running their own races and trying to run their own battles, and those within the am will be they'll know who they're fighting, so they'll try not to probably battle with those pro guys, but defend hard against those other am drivers. So it all adds up to more characteristics within the race and opens it up for even more racing.
Most definitely. We've actually got 28 people racing tonight, guys, so it's pretty crazy. It's going to get pretty competitive out there. There's going to be a lot of cars on track. Thankfully, there's plenty of space to pass, and there's plenty of space for these guys to give each other enough room, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Coda is a nice... Yeah, exactly. Coda is a nice wide track, but yeah, as you say, famous last words, it's nice and wide, but also it's very easy to get off tracks as well at this with Coda's track limits that iRacing has enforced in it. So it's it's going to be interesting, but I think it's going to be a good racing for these guys when we get to it.
Yeah, we've got Harry Dodson, the number 81 car there. That's Cowie's teammate there. Beautiful looking livery there. So he's having a great night tonight. He's put in some pretty consistent 208s so far. So might be just trying to get that car underneath him and taking it easy at the start. As you were saying, it's it may not be. This may be one of those one of those tracks that you either love or you hate. You know, you might be really good at, or it might be just one of your you know, your booby trap kind of, or your donkey round kind of races sometimes. You know, because you know a lot of people, you either have a lot of experience here, or this might be even the first time these guys have raced this track. So, especially it only being a 10-year-old track in actual real life. Believe it or not, it's only actually completed in 2012, in July 2012. It was actually put together by a race car driver, a professional Kevin Schwantz, is a MotoGP rider, and a very rich race car loving billionaire. So they designed it all and put it all together, and it was built in under 12 months, and now they're coming into their 10th year. So that's just a bit of side backstory about the track for you guys.
Yeah, it's had a lot of coverage in their 10 years as well. Obviously, you got so it was main Formula One, but you got MotoGP that always races here. Endurance Challenge, GT Challenge was a race here. So for a track that's only been around for a decade, it's had a lot of use.
Oh, yeah, as you say, yeah, a lot of coverage, and it's a very, very epic track. You can definitely tell it was designed by people that love being on the track and know how to drive and love driving or love racing, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We even had our V8 supercars go over there.
Yeah, it's true.
For 1 year in 2013, I think it was, or 14, for the Austin 400.
Amazing, wasn't it?
So you know, yeah, it has all international categories there as well. Yeah, so it's a great track as well. Nice flowing, lots of passing opportunities. So it's definitely made by people who want to see racing as well.
Most definitely.
So Joshua's gone purple in sector 2 there as well, and I saw before Callum Hoskinson was purple in sector 3, but it looks like he had a bit of a oopsie in the last sector and lost it. So these guys are setting purple sectors still out there, so these times and these places were not probably safe in the leaderboard, as we've just got oh, excuse me, something's caught in my throat. We've got Callan going a bit deep there as well as Joshua's coming across the line. I don't know if he's going to go any quicker.
Oh, yes, he has.
Oh, he has.
Oh, by almost a tenth there.
Just extending that lead out to 8 tenths now over Greg Barber, so he's on fire.
Wow. That is impressive. That is impressive, Josh. Well, should we just start calling him Yoda? Have a look at that racing. That is crazy.
Yeah, one name we haven't seen yet, I don't know if he's going to do the same as what he did at Laguna, is Adam Hughes. He hasn't set a lap time yet, the last season's defending champion. And we saw at Laguna after some technical issues that he drove from last to, I believe it was second. So,
yeah.
Unless...
What was it? Yeah, was it 15 or 16 positions he got up? Wasn't it just craziness?
Yeah, it was absolutely nuts. So it's surprising if he's not here tonight, but yeah.
He's there. He's just sitting in the pits by the look of it, and he's definitely here. So
he might just be doing the first challenge. He'll try to, but I don't think anyone's going to catch Joshua without some luck here by the look of it tonight. Oh, he's going out on track now with some nice, nice lag by the look of it. So he could be having.
Oh, he's got a new livery as well with the black on blue. That's kind of cool. Loving it, liking it, Hughesy.
Yeah, him and Jake Edwards are hosting new liveries this season for Crisscross, so the blue and the black, and then Jake with the blue, the red and the black.
Oh, very cool. That's good to know. So we can recognise it a bit better this time.
So
yeah, it's having connection issues.
Having some connection issues as
did have connection
usual.
issues. I think it was second last round of last season, which kind of cost him a few points, if I do remember properly. But he did end up getting it back because he did have a pretty convincing lead by that point. So it didn't hurt his championship, but you know, this early in the season, it definitely will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with the added caliber, right?
Yeah, for sure. You can't afford to miss a beat in this championship this season with the caliber we've gained and we have there, but also by looking at it, if I am correct, it looks like Tim Cornt is leading the AM series as well in P8, being the fastest AM driver over Benjamin Siren. So these AM guys are still in the top 10. So you know, as I'm saying, they're in their own little race within the race, but they're also battling faster than some of the pro guys there of Harry Dodds and Jake Edwards, you know, so they're mixing and mashing with these pro guys.
Yeah, and it'd be definitely difficult when you're on track as well. If you don't realise, if you haven't done your research on who's the pro and am when you're actually in race, you could be technically fighting someone that you don't really need to so much sometimes. So that could catch a few people out. Also, get in battles that might needlessly hold them up, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Greg Leakey in his classic marbled red paint livery. I'm glad he's got that back for this season as well.
Yeah, it's good to see Greg back for Team Greg.
Old TGR, loving it, loving it. With the old old SRW added SRW decal on the back here on there, and we have Mr. Steven Senkovic in that beautiful looking livery there today, the SRW TV. So he's having a great couple of laps. He hasn't actually set a lap yet. He might have had a couple of off tracks there. So plus I think he did jump in the pits to give himself a bit of a quick repair there, so he could get back out and after his action with his run in with the lump of concrete they call a sausage curb.
Looks like Blake Delaney does have a purple sector 1 there, but he pulled out of the lap. So it looks like he might have had a really quick first sector. He might be just cycling those tyres up and just seeing how good they were. But he had a purple first sector, so he might be one to watch in this last little bit as he's gone to a 207.1 for P2. So he's still pushing hard. And
he was our winner from last week also, so he had a great race last week. So he's definitely one to watch, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All these top guys, you know, if you're within a second of each other, you're with the draft and that long back straight and front straight, that's enough to keep you within that second. So, especially if you got battle packs and that sort of stuff around you, I would not be surprised to see, you know, 10 to 12 car trains for most of these races, and then it comes in the strategy of fuel saving and all of that sort of stuff as well.
Teamwork, etc., etc.
Yeah, exactly. So with a track like this, if you got teammates, it is handy to have them, but also can be a deficit to have them if they're faster than you and can't drag you through the field as well. So yeah, it's all going to be dependent how it plays. As we've just taken the checkered flag for Quali, and Adam's going to have a one lap shootout by the look of it here.
Oh, here we go. Come on, son. It looks like his connection issues have sorted themselves now. It doesn't seem too jaggedy, but it doesn't look 100% though, does it yet? Does he? It doesn't seem like he's got the down pat.
He doesn't seem to be pushing 100% here either, so he might have unfortunately be on his first flying lap and just not have those tyres fully cycled up, but he's still pushing as hard as he can with those rear brakes glowing there through the penultimate corner, so we'll see what he can do here coming up to the last corner. He's going to hit that nice apex, accelerate out through the corner and across the line for a 2 minute.
Ooh, he's 207.9, so he has
jumped up to P6 after that, so it's not too bad for a one lap shootout, I suppose.
Oh, it's pretty awesome, mate. It's pretty awesome. So previously our top 5 were already in the 207s. He's just made that a top 6 are in the 207s. And we've got all the way down to, it's 208s all the way down to Benjamin Siren in 13th place. It's some serious pace all over the whole field. And then you've just got the 209s, 210s and 211s. And then you got a couple with a bit slower than that. But I think they've had a few offs and a bit couple of off laps. So bloody great qualifying from everybody. Those that happen to be able to avoid the sausage curbs at least.
Yeah, it's definitely a good quality there, but no one could catch Joshua Thomas there with the 206. Blake got close into the 207.1s there, but taking pole by 5/10, which is quite a lot around a track like this and this size. So it's going to be interesting to see how they obviously play the race, and obviously now we've got the race strategy and how many tyres they take, if they take tyres, because with the track temperature of 38, you can also wear through these tyres a lot quicker than anything else by locking inside fronts, which are very easy to do. So definitely a lot more strategy to play this week than last round.
Yeah, I think one of the advantages we've got here to today tonight/today at Circuit of Americas is there's only about 3 or 4 kilometers of crosswind or tailwind, which will help a lot. When we had it in the radicals, it was well over. It was about 15 kilometers per hour, but it was a tailwind, so it was just absolutely wreaking havoc with them as they were going up the hill to that turn one hairpin and under brakes. Braking up the hill, and then you got a tailwind behind you in those radicals. Gets pretty not very radical anymore. Yeah. So it's good to see they don't have too much tailwind, so we won't have to deal with the tailwind as much as we will have to deal with all the tire, the track temperature, essentially, right?
Yeah, well, these cars are hard enough to drive without a wind trying to force you around as well.
Here we go with the grid, guys. We got Josh Thomas from Precision Sim Training there in position 1 with a 206.5, an absolute blinder of a lap. Blake Delaney was second for Fishy Motorsports. Greg Barber there in third. We've got Chris Island in fourth. Jimmy Dalton in fifth. He's a new name, and he's cutting his way through the pack very, very nicely. Adam Hughes with that last minute sixth place. Very well done. Jamie Dyke in seventh. We got Michael Whiting, followed by Jake Edwards, Tim Corn, Harry Dodds, and Kyle Zink. I'll hand to you, Stefan, for the rest of the boys.
Actually, 13th, we got Benjamin Sire, and 14th, Braden Martin for Locked On Racing. 15th, Mitch Campbell. 16th, Nathan Gore for Send It Sim Sports. 17th, we got David Livesey for After Dark Sim Racing. 18th, Kellen Hodgkinson for Crisscross Racing. The next row we got Jeremy Bush and Troy Dooley for Team 3, then followed by SRW, Dean Sinkovich and Daniel Fritz, John McHenry in P23 and Greg Leake in P24. And rounding out the grid here, we've got Bradley Wall for Crisscross Esports in P25, George Minus in P26, and Stephen Sinkovich P29, Dylan DeBono in P30.
We have thank you very much to our race control tonight on our safety cars. We have Ryan Barber and Peter Baxter. Thank you very much, guys. So we're lining up for the grid. Big shout out to everybody watching. Thank you very much for coming. Welcome back, and make sure you hit that notification bell. Give us a big shout out and lots of love on all our socials and all our channels, Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, give us some love, guys. Send us out. We're just waiting for our 5 green lights as I just try and take us through. Here we go, guys. It's going to be an absolute. We're gridding up now, guys. We're coming up for our 5 lights. Here we go. Here we go. Going to be awesome. Let's go for the Porsche GT3 Cup. 5 reds. Let's go. We're on green, green, green. Let's go, let's go, let's go. What an absolute start there from Benjamin Siren. He's had a beautiful jump off the start there. Bit of a drag race going 4 wide down into the hairpin in turn 1. Oh, we've got one of the Fishy Motorsports boys off out there. Was that Brett Walby by the look of that? We've got Jimmy Dalton here up into 3rd place with a great start. He's slotted himself up 2 spots, and a beautiful, beautiful start from him. Adam Hughes behind him also up 2 spots. Stefan, absolute brilliant start. I'm not sure who. Did you catch who that was from the Fishy Motorsports boys?
I didn't, but I did see that Harry Dodds has just had a spin in the background along with Jake Edwards there going through the S's, and Chris Island bogged down from the start again, same as last week, but unfortunately there wasn't any crashes this week. It did look like it might have been Warby, as they all seem to be going around a bit here.
Peter Baxter's just left pit lane by the look of it in the, or just about to leave pit lane in the safety car there by the look of it, guys. We might actually get a safety car.
I do believe we're under yellow here because all those guys did back up and back off there and not pass. Sorry, Braden Martin there while he was spun out, but it looked like, yeah, I could be wrong, but it looked like Chris Island had a bit of a bad start there again, and then Greg Barber overshot turn 1, something massive, which stacked up the pack a little bit and caused a bit of a melee and sort of just went on from there.
Yeah, so it was Michael Whiting on turn 1 on that hairpin. It was Michael Whiting that first went off, which I think started the chain reaction, to be honest.
So the blue car on the inside is the one that's going to overshoot.
That's Greg Barber.
Greg Barber shoot
so
the
shot.
gap, which has sort of blocked everyone else up. You've got Dalton there who's made contact. It's Yeah, so that with Greg going off there, it sort of just bottled them all up, and then from there the melee continues.
Yeah, because by that point everyone was trying to avoid it, weren't they? Wasn't they? Weren't they? I think it put Michael Whiting off enough that he was he had nowhere to go. Instead of spinning it, I think he just kind of went off
Yeah,
to avoid it
absolutely.
from locking up, right?
Yeah, and then I saw Harry Dodds having a moment here through the S's as well as the 4 wide going through. That explains
Oh,
that one.
Harry Dodds, yeah.
So it looks like Jake Edwards, Harry Dodds, Michael Whiting, and I think the other fishy car there in the green, Jamie Dyke, just took evasive action and decided to go straight to avoid going 4 wide through there. So that's just a simple 4 doesn't fit into that corner at all.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. It was definitely a square peg in a round hole. That was.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Greg I think he might have got. I think he was a lot of cars to his right hand side. Do you think he might have missed his braking point or missed his kind of visual cue for his braking point by the look of that?
Definitely. I think he might have been focusing. It could have been Michael who was alongside him and just trying to outbrake Michael a little bit. But Michael probably was on the threshold of his braking as well, as he only just made on his trajectory would have only just made the corner. So I think he's just tried to outbrake Michael and then looked up and seen that he was absolutely going to clean up Blake Delaney there and decided to try and shoot the gap. So he did a good job of avoiding everyone and not causing someone's race to end. But very easy to do on turn 1 when you're trying to fight for positions, especially in a caliber of field like this. It's you got to fight for every position where you can.
Oh, massively. And we had out of that melee, we had 12 cars that got caught up in that melee, guys. So yeah, definitely a deserved safety car. So Peter Baxter's back out on track now in that very nice looking McLaren.
It does look like.
Thank you very much for the promo department, legendary. Thank you very much, and race control, legendary legends. I do not.
So just looking at the timing tail there, it does look like Jake Edwards has come off worse from that. It's currently P27 after starting, I believe, in P12 or 11. So it looks like he's definitely come off the worst. And same with Harry Dodds and Christopher Island back there in 25th, 26th, and 27th. So not the way those boys probably would have wanted to start their race tonight.
So just got a DSL action replay of
Harry in the middle, Michael trying to hold it, and then and then Jake's just sort of an innocent victim in that. Does he avoid the wall?
No. Just
enough. You'll get away with that. There won't be any resist. Oh, is he going to back into it, bend the wing?
That would have done the damage, right? Damn it. Yeah, definitely bent the wing. And we all know a Porsche without a wing is almost undrivable.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a bit unfortunate. They've been sort of an innocent victim, as he did sort of back out as well, trying to avoid Harry and give Harry the position, but he may not have realised that Michael was on his outside there as well. So
it's definitely a passenger very early on, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, in those situations, you can't really do much but lock your brakes and hope you stay off the wall.
Yeah, and hope you don't, hope you don't ruin anybody else's race in the process, just in case, they might be on the inside or outside or anything else like that, So
yeah,
that's
exactly.
another element you need to kind of bring into perspective. But this is definitely played into Adam Hughes' hands.
Yeah, exactly. Up 2 positions there, 2 freebies from the start, passing Greg and Chris there, with both had poor starts. So he'll be taking the opportunity to, save some fuel here in P4 and try and manage his tyre temperatures and that sort of stuff as well. Does look like in the AM series that Benjamin Sion in P8 has been able to get into the lead of that as well and avoid all the melee there as well. So good start there from Benjamin, up from, I believe, again P10 up into P8 and taking the lead of the AM series after the first lap.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Good drive from him. He's seen some massive improvements from last season as well, so he's had some great drives, man. So to see these guys in the AM series up with these pro guys and actually taking it to them is pretty impressive, to be honest, mate.
Oh, exactly. As I said, everyone has their good tracks and bad tracks, and in a track like this, for an AM driver that may not be very good at modulating brakes or attacking the brake pedal for the heavy braking zones, you can just flow the car through Coda and all the corners and still gain, still put out some decent lap times. So everyone drives these cars differently. Obviously, Joshua Thomas up the front drives them insanely fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyone can sort of stay with others, and it just depends. Different tracks will suit different people's driving styles.
Yeah, most definitely. And I suppose what tracks you've done more on as well. There is a lot of tracks that you typically come up on officials a lot more, etc., etc., etc. That you tend to get a bit more experience in, right?
Yeah, exactly. Coda's not very popular. I think it turns up for a couple of IMSAs a year, maybe. But yeah, so not a lot of people would have done any practice around this. It looks like Josh might. Oh no, sorry, I'm on the wrong part of the track. I thought that was the pit lane entry. Never mind. But yes, it'll be interesting to see if any of these guys decide to, obviously those that had damage would have pitted and filled their tanks up and taken tyres, but see if anyone else might take the opportunity to fill up the car and save a few more seconds and later pit stops that are further down the field.
See if they can avoid the odd splash and dash, etc.
Yeah,
the old itself a bit. So
it does look like Peter's pulling away from the field here, so I'd expect us to go back to green this lap as well.
Beautiful. Let's see if these if Blake Delaney and Mr. Dalton can stay up on the back of Josh for a couple more laps here and profit from the draft a bit, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. If they can stay in that draft and just save a bit of fuel where they can, that'll bring them back to them in the later stats.
Look at Hughesy. Hughesy's already putting his nose out going, I'm coming, boys. You better be ready. Look at that. Just before the last turn, he was just like, yeah. Oh, look, see, he's already put his nose out. He's coming. Gets into warmth in those tyres, Hughesy. Let's go. Come on, take it to him. Let's go. We're back off safety car now, guys. We're back onto race green. Let's go. Let's go. Josh Thomas in first, followed by Blake Delaney.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's going through pretty cleanly. You got the fast guys at the back now as well. Greg Barber, Chris Island, Jake Edwards coming from the back of the field as well. So they'll be making their way through, trying to make as many passes as they can whilst everyone's stacked up together. So there's going to be some people charging through and some others that might be taking, the conservative approach on their tyres and that sort of stuff. So all to play for. Long way to go yet as well.
Yeah, most definitely. And they're going to have to go through a lot of AM traffic to get there also. So, that will bring its own unique challenges also. Just on a side note, guys, we just had a bit of a... Seems that Bradley Walls had a little bit of a crash there, but... don't know whether that's SDK line to be or not, but who knows? Oh, okay. I apologise, that wasn't came off track, apparently. All good. There we go. Here we go. Hughesy with he's going to make the move on the inside there. Just doesn't quite have enough draft to be able to make that move stick. Oh, but he's definitely warning him. He's definitely giving Jake Dalton a bit of a hurry up here and trying to push him here, trying to show him a bit of nose and make him feel the pressure a bit, hey, Stefan?
Absolutely. Adam is very good on cold tyres and using the rear brakes as well. He loves a bit of rear brake bias, so he's not afraid to slide that car in and get that nose pointed and then use that accelerator to sort of keep the car steering. So he's very good at looking after his front tyres while also producing the speed that we've seen him drive at in previous seasons. So he's gonna be one to look for, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And it looks like Michael's coming into the pit lane. This could potentially be to serve a penalty from the incident with Harry Dodds there that we saw on the open lap. So we'd have to keep an eye and see if he drives through or if he's actually coming into the pit box there.
See, I'll keep an eye on how long his pit is. I'll keep an eye on that for us. Just to make sure we should be able to decipher it from that. There you go. Oh no, here we go. Yeah.
Got Daniel
he's in there for a while. He's out 25 seconds, so must have been just a fast repair there. But look at that, 25 seconds is not a quite quick, not a slow, not a fast.
It could just be his transit time though as well, of how long it takes to go down the pit lane. At 50, I believe the pit lane is 50 k's an hour at Coda, or 56. So it's quite a slow pit lane speed limit. But we've got Daniel Fritz in that nice Makita livery here in P23. He seems to have been avoiding most of the chaos there, and John McKendry's up in P17 now with Greg Barber right behind him as well, and Chris
And
Hyland.
Greg Leake in front of him.
Yeah,
He's
so
in a Greg sandwich right now.
exactly. So this is the thing, as we were mentioning just before with these pro drivers, is Chris is going to try and force it 3 wide into the braking zone, and yep, saw that coming.
And absolutely just sent it. And that was Greg Barber straight into the side of him, was it?
Yeah, unfortunately, that is. I think it was actually Christopher Island on the
Was it?
on the inside. Yeah.
Too.
So Chris is just.
Apologies.
Sorry, Greg's got a bit balked there behind J-Mate coming over that turn, so Chris has got the run, so he's dived for the inside. But with these corners, they all funnel into, a tight hairpin, and so Greg in front there is actually taking his racing line, and Chris with the not dive bomb, but the maneuver and the way he's had to go down there, unfortunately has made contact with Greg's left rear corner and spun him. So I would not be surprised if we see a penalty coming from that one in the near future.
And there was and especially on that apex as well, it has a slight. Just before the apex, it has a slight camber change as well, the track, and then it starts to slope off to the outside of the track, the camber, as it comes out of the exit. So, it's not somewhere you want to be. You can never be late on brakes down through there in these cars, just because that's what we'll do 100% of the time, just because of just naturally how the camber is on the track, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
How these cars react to it.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're in Chris's shoe, you've had a bad start, you're trying to make up positions, the move's there, you go for it. Unfortunately, you've got a car that's, taking his racing line, and there's not a lot you can do because you've committed to what you're doing. So it's a bit unfortunate for obviously both those guys there. But, that's part of racing.
Yep. Well, Kyle Zenke's up here. 6 spots. He's had a great race as well. He's had some great races in the last season and last week had a great race also. So you'll see him coming up through the pack. He's up 6 spots. So we've got a bunch of guys that are up quite a few spots now because we've had this safety car come out and shake things around a bit. Benjamin Siren up 6 spots. Nathan Gore, David Leslie, and Callan Hodgkinson and Troy Dooley all up 7 spots. But the standout for tonight so far has been Dean Sinkovich. Been very, very. He's been pretty consistent tonight and very patient. So Dean Sinkovich up 9 spots. Come on, son.
Yeah, a lot of these mid-pack guys have really gained a lot and taken advantage of those first lap incidents and stuff. So you mentioned before Kyle Zink as well. He's having a good race, and he's actually dragging his teammate Benjamin Siren with him as well. So they're not too far apart, and they're working quite well as teammates to stay on the back of Jamie as well. So if Kyle can keep doing that and helping Benjamin along, he'll definitely be a helping hand for Ben to take that AM win as well and try and...
Yeah, you got to love that. Your pro teammate and you're an AM's helping you out. That's teamwork at its finest, I reckon.
Exactly, and that's the whole point of the pro and the AM. If you happen to get, your person you always drive with as a teammate and you happen to, get split up due to your pace difference as well, it can work really well, and that's exactly one way to do it. You get your pro guy in front, get your AM guy behind, and pretty much say, follow me.
Yep. Let's go, boys. We can keep on pushing on. Greg Barber, after his early bit of got caught up, he's sort of brake late for turn 1 there and lap 3, so he's back up into 16th spot here, but he is down 13 positions from where he started. He's just made it up 1 more spot there. He looks to have a little bit of damage on that, bit of scraping there still on the front right quarter of that car there, so that might be some battle scars from earlier. But Adam Hughes now up to 4th position. Absolutely fantastic race. He was one of the late shiners in qualifying there, getting a 6th place with a 206. Was it 206.9? Just scraped into the 206s there for his qualifying time. So these guys are already down into the 208s for race pace. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. And Adam's getting a nice toe down here. He is trying to pass, Dalton in front of him, but at the same time, don't know if he's sending it. He's going for the braking move. Is he going to be able to pull it up? No, he's not.
Oh, that was a bit of evasion tactics there, I think. That was just making sure that they both got through there. They both realised what they had to do halfway through that corner and who wasn't going to make the corner. So they both did well to stay out of that. It was very good.
Yeah, it looks like Greg Barber's just got another position there in Jeremy Bush. He's making his way back through the field.
Well, Braden Martin's had a bit of an incident. We might go to a DSL Welding Services action replay here, guys. So,
Coming up to the top of the hill.
Oh, sausage curb? No.
Little bit, and I think he's just not got enough traction. Yeah, it's just bobbled. Not both tyres are on the curb. Or he's kept it off the... Hold your... Not quite.
Oh, that was nicely so. It looked like he avoided that wing, but wow. He was lucky to stay out of that. Whoa! Whoa! Wow! He was very close to taking another two people with him there too, so he's done well to stay out of that.
He got pretty lucky with the parallel hit against the wall, but he probably just needed to hold his brakes there a little bit more and try and hold it against that wall and sort of flick spin around that. But, you know, that's the whole thing about AM and pro drivers is the AMs are all learning, and they'll learn that as they continue to progress further into the season.
Maybe he was just trying to... And we just had Nathan Gore just have a bit of a moment also, guys. So we'll jump to a DSL action, DSL Welding Services action replay for that one as well.
I'm going to say he's probably locked. Oh, he's wandering off the track. So he's probably locked the tyres up on the curb potentially and just overrun the corner.
Looks like he might be braking on the curb there, by the look of it. Oh no, it is in slow-mo, guys, here. Sorry, we thought he was in the braking section there, but all good. Did look like he was braking a little bit on the curb, though, which always unsettles the car. Oh, no.
Just locked the rears by the look of it.
Apex as well, did he? I think
he lost the brakes on. They lost a couple of positions out of it, so it's not too bad. Harmless sort of mistake. He'll get back on the track and chase down those positions again.
Yeah, good. So... Yeah, Josh Thomas has opened up a little bit of a gap here, but not a hell of a lot really. Blake Delaney having a great little race, along with Jimmy Dalton as well up in third as well. Chris Island now, he's having a bit of a surge back up through the pack. He's down 13 spots after getting caught up. They had a bit of an incident earlier, so he's definitely on the fight back. And he's getting hunted down by Jake Edwards as well, which is a pretty fast dude, pro racer that we've seen get some great results last week. A great result last week, I should say. And he's on the hunt as well. And we've got a bunch of slower drivers here as well that could potentially slow this pack up enough for Jake Edwards to be able to take Chris Island and the rest of the guys, to be honest.
Yeah, it's looks like Jake's still got a little bit of front end damage there as well, whether he's got that after taking his pit stop or not, after the safety car or not. But he's down 9 positions from where he started, so he's still coming back. He's still trying to make his way back through this field along with Chris and Greg Barber. So they are slowly making their way back. They were down at 25, 26, 27th, I believe. Respectively, but at the start of the safety car, so they've each made, you know, approximately 10 positions, and Greg's made a few more. So they're on their way back. They'll still be hunting down that top 10, and I think if they can claw it back to a top 10, all those drivers will be pretty happy with that after the way their race started.
And I'm definitely feeling for Jeremy Bush at the moment with these guys behind you. I'd be sweating pretty hard right now. He's just going to let these boys pass because I think he's just realised who they are maybe, and how quick they are, and he might be actually holding them up a little bit. So here we go. Beautiful move there. Jake Edwards is going to stay on the back of Chris Island there, and I think Jake Edwards has definitely worked out that Chris Island's going to be able to pull him along here a bit. Might be able to help him save a bit of tyres and keep his pace up with that damage on the front end.
Yeah, exactly. If he can stay in Chris's draft here, he'll probably catch up to the cars in front pretty quickly. But you also got Harry Dodds, who's making his way back after that incident as well, as they all both break deep, and Mitch Campbell's going to get the cut back on him there. So, and Harry's giving him a bit of a tap. Rubbin's racing, but that's pretty hard. One. Yeah, exactly. But they're going to battle on and continue on. Harry's going to still try and make his way through. It's Kellen Hodgkinson up, 8 positions? 9 positions. Sorry, my screen's just bugging.
He's up 8 positions, yeah. He's done very, very well. As well as David Leslie above him, up 8 positions also, which is
So you've got Greg Barber, who's obviously the faster driver out of these guys, and he'll probably make his way through. But if he can make his way through and pass Leslie in front as well, Callan should be able to follow his way through and potentially, you know, use Greg and tow him along as well. So Callan's always been a great driver and been able to race pace driver. So
he's got great pace driver.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing new from him essentially. He's not been the greatest qualifier, but he's always been good with the race and be able to put in nice consistent stints in as well.
Yeah, he's a very consistent driver, and I've really enjoyed watching him drive and improve last season and really make some inroads in not only round 1 but now in round 2 as well. So good on him, mate. I think good on him.
Yeah, exactly. And coming up into lap 10 now as well, we might potentially start to see some early pit stop strategies as well for those that want to. That was Nathan Gore going a bit deep on Callan there as well. So we might potentially start to see some early pit stops, and for those that might take, you know, pressure tyres and try and do a longer run here as well. So we might keep an eye open for that as well as another potential strategy.
Yeah, it would give you, because we have seen safety cars also. If we ever see another safety car, you know, that could actually change what these guys are thinking also.
Absolutely.
So, you know, anything can happen. So that's what we'll be playing. If I was in the car right now, that would be what would be playing on my mind. Do I pit, or will a safety car come out in the next lap or two and then I can pit then? Or, you know, all those things kind of go through your head, and you could really stitch yourself up, or you could really put yourself in a really nice position through strategy now that we've had a safety car and potentially could have more.
Yeah, Mitch Campbell and Harry Dodds here are having a cracking battle. They're both sending it super deep at the end of the back straight, and Harry is the slightly quicker driver, but Mitch is hanging on really good here. So they are side by sides through the last 4 or 5 corners and doing switchbacks and crossovers. So the way these guys are going, they're battling for the win instead of P19 after, you know, 11 laps. So these guys are on it, and they're having a cracking battle down the bottom of the pack here.
Oh, and they had a bit of rubbing and all the rest of it, but all in good faith by the look of this. These guys, doesn't look like there's any bad juju going on there. No bad feelings going on there. So they've both definitely got some very similar pace too, actually, these two. So very awesome to see. We've got Michael Whiting here with Callan Hodgkinson having a little bit of a battle.
Having pretty good battles all the way through. I did just see Chris Island just come out of the pits as well. So I think he might have just served his pit lane penalty for the incident with Greg Leake there we saw a bit earlier on. Or he's taken his early pit stop. It depends on how long the pit stop time was there, obviously. But so here it's put him back down to P18, and it's put Jake Edwards up to P14 after being down in P27. So he's on his way back, and Greg Barber has now made the top 10 as well. He's in P9, chasing down Tim Court here. So
bloody hell, that's a good effort, isn't it? It was down in the 20s there, and then he's made his way back up. So
it's a nice little battle pack here. You got Nathan Gore going on the inside of Callan. Hopefully nice as he's there. He's on the inside. Side by side through this section is never fun. It's very traction limited in these cars.
And you got to think about all these setting up for these next couple of corners also. Hey, you don't have to think about these other guys around you. There's a succession of corners, especially on Circuit of America, and if you don't get that first line sometimes right through the S's and stuff like that, you just by the end of it, it's put you out, you know, that many degree that it's going to completely screw you. We've had a bit of an incident from Steven Sinkovich in the back of the pack there too. It looks like he's had a bit of a crash there, but I'm not sure. It could be just an off track. Who knows? Might have to jump to a DSL Welding Services replay of that one. See how bad it was. Oh no, this is the hairpin. Oh no.
He's gone through there pretty good, and he's just lost it over the crest.
that might have something to do with that front end damage as well, to be honest.
Potentially, yeah. But nice little gas up and go there. So
Yeah.
he's on his way again. These guys are really battling really hard for this P11, 12 and 13. It looks like Callan doesn't quite have the pace of these guys, but he's able to stay with them, and especially Scotty Bartram there having a good battle. So,
Sorry, you go.
No, sorry, just it wasn't Scotty Bartram, it was Leslie there. Same after dark sim livery. I got me confused there for a second.
Callan Hodgson with that great little battle, and I just noticed something also. So these guys, David Leslie, Nathan Gore, and Kellen Hodgkinson, all having this epic battle. They all started in the same positions that they're in right now, but they've all made it up 5 spots. So they've just sat in this little battle pack together, had a little battle this whole way through this race, and just kind of worked together, but battled the whole time as well. So it's been absolute awesome action tonight. So thank you very much to our major sponsors, DSL Welding Services and Dragonrc. Thank you very much, and to the Promo Department. Much love from SRW TV, guys.
Yeah, it's and these guys are all. Well, actually, sorry, Callan and I think David here. We've got Adam. Oh, Adam's making the move on Jimmy here. Is he going to be able to hold it on the inside? No,
he's locked it up. Jimmy's locked it up, and he's come into it. But look at that.
I think Adam's going to readdress here, but I'm not sure. We'll have to go from probably a wider angle just to see if what's happened there as well. So we'll go back and have a look here. Ooh, excuse me, for the DSL Welding Service action replay is 2 months. Adam's got to run out of the last corner. He's got the draft. He's going up the side. They both lock front, and yeah, that one's on Adam. Just I'd say, but it is tough when you move under the brakes. Or moving under brakes, so
because they kind of look like they both locked up at very similar points, but not exactly the same time. So one car's gone one way, they've just kind of cancelled each other out, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. In that corner, you want to be trail braking and moving to the left, just with the nature of the corner as well. So
yeah,
it's very difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult to, put blame on it that far away from the apex. But Adam's readdressed, so I'll say that'll just be bat on, and they'll keep battling as well. It has obviously allowed Jamie Dyke and Co behind him to gain probably 5 or 6 seconds, but I'm sure they'll be able to put their head down and pull that gap back as well.
Yeah. And Benjamin Siren now is taking the spot from Kyle Zink. So Benjamin Siren has definitely profited from his teamwork with his teammate. On the gearbox cam here with Dean Sinkovich, with Troy Dooley behind him.
Looks like someone that's just spun out on the exit of the hairpin as well, coming onto the...
It might have been Chris Island by the look of that. So Chris Island might have had a moment here, guys, because Chris Island was in that battle pack for that battle pack for 13th, and those guys, so 12th, 13th, and 11th there, but he has definitely dropped down, and Dean Sinkovich up 2 spots now.
I do believe Chris Island is right there in the light blue car there, hunting down these guys. So I think it might have been Leslie there who's dropped down from P11 in front of Kellen Hodgkinson to P18 by the look of things. But we'll go back and potentially have a look there with the DSL Welding Services action replay and see if we can figure out exactly who it was. But looks like Kellen's dropped down to 13th now, and Jake Edwards has made his way back into P12. So Jake's still on that mission, trying to charge back through the field after that unfortunate incident on turn 1. That's a good save by Troy Dooley there, avoiding the inside wall.
Very good save there. Very good save. I think, we're on board with Chris Island there. Chris Island actually did make it up to 9 positions above what he from that very earlier incident, but I'm not sure what's happened there, but he's dropped down to another 13 spots from where he started. But David Leslie with another great looking livery also.
Yeah, it's a very nice I believe it's an After Dark Sim Racing livery there. Yeah. So it's a very nice colour combination there that he's got going. So definitely one of the liveries.
The DSL Welding Services. Shout out.
And the Dragonrc there on the right rear bumper by the look of that. So
beautiful.
shouting out to our sponsors again. So yeah, it's definitely one of the nicer liveries. He's obviously great liveries all the way through here, and I couldn't pick it. Well, I could pick a favourite just because crisscross racing, but I won't pick a favourite.
No. It looks like Benjamin's got a little bit of. Is it just me, or has he got a little bit of damage on the front right of that car there?
They definitely
right
look like a little bit of front right splitter there. But what
It
these
might
boys
be
here,
Sorry. It
No,
might be
it's the same.
because the reason why Kyle's let Benjamin pass there and might be guarding there, Benjamin, from he knows he's got damage, a little bit of damage. He might be guarding in there for make sure that the Tim Corn and Greg Barber can't get him up from behind, you know?
yeah, exactly. Also, could be that they're just trying to sort of split the fuel saving between them as well. You know,
Yeah, but
Kyle,
stars.
yeah, Kyle dragged him along for the first half, so Benjamin can drag Kyle along for the second half and just try and save, you know, half a litre of fuel, which just adds to a couple of seconds on the track and the pit stops. So they could also potentially be playing that strategy, or as you say, on low fuel, Benjamin might just have the pace and he'll just drag Kyle along for the next sort of however long they decide until they pit, as we're just reaching the halfway mark of the race.
Oh, beautiful. Halfway, right down the line. There we go. Adam Hughes still basically just trying to get back on the back of him there. Greg Bush. Jeremy Bush. Bloody hell. I think you read that wrong. Where'd I get Greg from? Bloody hell. Sorry, apologies, guys.
But yeah, no matter where you look, there's battles galore through this pack, and it's, you know, the benefit of having a Pro and an AM and having 28 cars on track as well. So these guys are putting on a show tonight for us at Coda, so congratulations to all the drivers. They're doing really well so far.
Fantastic action. Great cars. And great commentary as well there, Stefan. So,
Cheers, you too, bud.
Oh, thanks, sir. Thank you. Nice. Josh Thomas with an absolutely convincing race. How many seconds is he out in front now? Gap. He's got quite a big gap here. So he's got a bit of an 8-second gap there.
Yeah, it looks like he's just cruising along. He's making it look very easy when it's not.
Oh,
so
100%.
He's doing the best he can. Looks like Kellen might either have a little bit of damage here, or he's just running more wing than other cars. As he's just getting passed down the straight. His car looks pretty good actually, so he might just be running a slightly higher wing to stabilise the rear, which I definitely think he is, as he's much quicker through that corner apex there and there as well. So he's definitely running a bit more wing, trying to settle the rear of that car down, which makes him really good through this part of the track, but through the rest of it he will struggle a bit just with the straight line speed of that Porsche there.
I see. So he's sacrificing some straight line speed so he can have a better time staying on the track.
Yeah, exactly. And it's what a lot of these guys probably will be doing for those that run setups as well. So it looks like Nathan Gore out of P11 and Michael Whiting out of P10 are our first two gentlemen in the pit lane for their compulsory pit stop at lap 16. And Callan Hodgson as well. So and it looks like Adam's made that move as well on Jimmy Dalton. So he's up at P3.
Beautiful.
He probably try and pull away now on low fuel if he can, but it also looks like Jamie Dyke is only, you know, a few seconds behind there, and Chris Island makes the move for P11 on Jeremy Bush there, so he's still on the march back into that top 10, and Greg Barber's just in front of him. Jake Edwards is directly in front of him. So those three again, Greg, Jake and Chris, are back together line astern after being 25, 26, 27, and now 19 and then 11.
Game on.
They're doing pretty well, and the teammates here can't decide who wants to be in front by the look of it. So they're having a nice little battle pack, and, you know, why not when it looks like they're pretty lonely by themselves. Got 5 seconds back to Tim and a few seconds in front as well, so they're just having a bit of teammate fun here.
Nice, yeah. Just trying to help each other out and just give each other a bit of draft, swap the lead around a bit, help each other share out the fuel load and share out the tyre load as well, guys. So, yeah, it's pretty good to see. It's awesome to see these guys working together, and it's awesome to see so many teams in season 2. Also, not only heaps of drivers, but heaps of teams also. And we've seen so much more. I think in this season already, we've seen so much more of these teams working together and strategically actually benefiting from it. especially in this race and especially in race one. We saw a lot of teamwork in race one, and it really paid off for a lot of these guys. So
Yeah, exactly. It's always handy to have a teammate. For those that watched last season, myself and Adam worked pretty well. I was always the second fiddle to Adam with his speed, but I was happy to do that, and I think Alex got potentially sick of it towards the end of it, with always me holding him up, well, not holding him up, but battling him for positions while Adam sort of went away for the wins, and that's sort of how we ended up getting the championship there for him and the team. So it's definitely handy to have a teammate, especially if they're similar pace, because you guys can really work together well and dial in setups as well, and bring both cars towards the front of the pack.
yeah, it's definitely very, very critical that you're similar pace, though, isn't it? It's one thing to have a teammate, but if you're not similar pace, pretty hard to work together.
Yeah, exactly. It's obviously you can share setups and everything, but at the end of the day, you can't teach someone to go faster. So
exactly right. Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, eh?
exactly.
Yeah, beautiful. So Jimmy Dalton, he's down in the 4th position here. He's staying on the back of Adam Hughes here. He's having a great drive. He definitely defended Adam Hughes off there for quite a bit. They had a bit of a moment. Adam Hughes had his bit of a redress, and they both didn't lose too much time, but they definitely lost enough time for Jamie Dyke to be able to slide up into their slipstream draft range. So he will definitely benefit from that. So we'll see whether Jamie Dyke definitely has enough of a gap behind these guys. So I'm sure Jamie won't be too worried about these boys, Carl Zink and Benjamin Siren. And I'm pretty sure that you probably see these guys pit pretty soon also in this team. And we'll see a few shufflings around through the pit stops as we go, guys, and then it'll kind of sort itself out once that all happens. So, yeah.
Looks like we've got Jamie Dyken as well for Fishy Motorsports out of P5, so he's on his way in, and so is Benjamin Siren there for 95 Sim Sports. And Kyle's going to go at least one more lap further than his teammate, so that could be crucial as well, as you got Tim Cornt as well. So you got the two first and second from the AM class in the pit lane together, so that could be interesting if Tim's going to try and short fill and catch back up to Benjamin and then use Benjamin to save fuel. It's going to be interesting. Mitch makes a nice move onto the back straight. Oh, excuse me, they're on Greg. George Minus for Team Greg Racing. So I believe it's Stephen Sinkovich just behind him in the draft, who might look to make a move at the end of the straight.
And it seems that Stephen Sinkovich might want to slot that thing into the pit soon too, get that damage fixed a little bit, and get his pit stop done, and get a nice rhythm in to finish off the race. Also, we're down to 12 laps to go, guys. So we're coming down towards the pointy end anyway. Almost at 2/3 of the race. 2/3.
Yeah, exactly. And some of these guys that can go longer into this race will obviously have shorter fuel runs, also lighter cars for that sort of last stint, which means they can still push on just as fast. I don't think we'll see anyone take tyres, even though we are approaching that bit of smoke. Is someone
had a bit of a moment there. Jake Edwards.
Oh no, Jake, he had made his way all the way back up to P10 as well.
Oh, he had to. Oh, he's back down to 20th by the look of this. He's dropped 10 spots.
He has done 2 stops as well, so we'll have a look, see. I think he's just going to lose this by himself.
He was 1 spot off getting back to his starting spot as well. That would have heartbroken.
He was sliding and he just sort of tried to catch it and it's flicked him the other way. Potentially cold tyres, because it does look like he's done 2 stops. So I think he has done his compulsory stop, as we've got cars galore in the pit lane now as well. So
nice Joshua to see the safety car still in the pits though.
Adam Hughes is in the pit lane. Blake Delaney's still going. Jimmy Dalton's still out there going. Looks like Greg Barber's still going as well. You got Kyle Zink making the. I think this is the lap that everyone's coming in here. Everyone's coming in this lap except Blake Delaney and Jimmy Dalton. So they've obviously been able to save fuel or just drive the car a bit more economically to get an extra lap here.
Or just had a whole lot of draft in those battles and in those packs there. If you're smart about it, you could have saved quite a bit there. Oh, Jeremy
That
Bush with a
does.
bit of a moment. I'm not sure what's happened there, guys.
I think that's coming out of the crest of the S's, and I think he's probably just lost it over that crest. Possibly too much curb. We'll go and have a DSL welding action. Sorry, services action replays. Oh, he's fishtailing the whole way down.
Oh, it's already
hit the
unsettled.
curb.
Yeah.
Almost collects it. Oh!
Missing it. Both of them did. Sinkovich boy as well. Oh, mate. Shit.
That was very close to a three-car crash here, but we've also got Blake Delaney right behind
safety
these
car
guys.
there, boys and girls.
We've got Blake Delaney right behind, so he does not want to get held up by these boys here as well. So hopefully they will get out of the way pretty soon for him, so he can keep charging on and trying to put in the laps he can. But he won't want to stay behind these guys for a second while he's trying to chase down Joshua Thomas.
Most definitely. Josh Thomas with the It seems that Blake Delaney and Jimmy Dalton have tried to stay out to try and see if they can get some clean air and try and build up, try and clamber some of that gap back. But I don't like their chances at the moment. He's got probably, and when he went into the pits, he had almost a 10-second lead on them. So we'll see.
Yeah, if they had a safety car that lap, I think they would have come out in front, because obviously you'll have some of the AM drivers, when they hear safety car, they will back off and be like, oh sweet, no passing, just cruise around to the line. And in that situation there where Blake was behind Jeremy, that could have resulted in, Blake getting out in front of. Oh, that's a move by Michael on the inside of Greg Barber, but Greg's going to have the outside, which becomes the inside for this section, and I think he's going to hold that position, quite neatly, quite easily in the end.
Beautiful work. Both very respectful drivers from driving from both of the races, so that's good to see. It does look like a very wide racetrack, but there's certain spots that you can only really take one race line. You don't want to be putting any more than one car through certain spots. So, it's interesting. I thought we would have seen another safety car by now. I don't want to jinx it, but I think I'm just used to safety cars after last night's F3. After it was a bit of a spectacle. It was pretty crazy, but it was super exciting and heaps of fun actually. So make sure you guys come and watch our coverage for all our nights of the week, guys. Fantastic. We got our Thursday night GT3 Porsche Cup on the Thursday night, on Wednesday night. Last night was our F3s. Tuesday night is our Radicals. Monday night is our NAS trucks. Sunday night is our V8 Super shows. We start with our Super 2s, and then we go on to our Super 1s with essentially, like as we've been talking with the AMs and the Pro, essentially the same sort of thing, but they don't race on the same track at the same time. So consecutively, and we've got quite a few races. I think we're up to 54 in total, 55 people racing all in the V8s now, so that's a very, very popular one. Make sure you come and have a watch of that, and then getting to the Fridays as well. Fridays we have Rallycross as well. We have 3 heats of the Rallycross, and that's a great little race also, so very exciting. So just a bit of side plug for the rest of our series, guys. So I'll hand back to Stefan.
Yeah, I was just looking there. It's looks like Adam Hughes has actually come out behind the 295 Sim Sports there and dropped 4 positions in his pit stop, which looks like it's about 16 seconds. So I wonder if he's the only one in the field that might have potentially taken tyres, or if he's had a bit of a moment or crash on his outlap, or so we'll have a look there. But he's definitely fallen down the field. He'll be trying to make his way back through, but he's only just in front of these guys here up the road. So we'll have a look. Coming up to turn 1, this will be his outlap, I believe. And is he just gonna loop-de-loop? He's just loop-de-looped it. He's got out pretty quickly though, so that doesn't. It's very interesting because he's 17 seconds behind where he was essentially. Now he's actually back in the pit lane.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's going on with Adam there. It looks like he's having a bit of a moment. He might have potentially picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pits, but he dropped 20 seconds in the pit stop itself, and now he's dropping even further down the field. So
he's not having connection issues again, was he? Like the start of the race, he was a bit.
Oh, potentially. It is Adam, so it would not surprise me. But be unfortunate if he has, because he's had a really good, first 20 laps of that race there. So we'll keep an eye on that just in the background and see what happens. As we got looks like Callan Hodgkinson and Leslie reunite their battle for P20 and P21.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look at the pit intervals and I'll see if it was in the pits or not. It doesn't seem to. It's not overly slower than everybody else, so. Yeah. He
might have
has
taken
a bit more too.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of curb, and Harry's off, and it's going to be into the wall. That could potentially be a safety car with the no escape rule we've got. Oh, he's got it going, but that was the yellow sausage curb of death there as we look on the replays. He's hit the first one and collected that second one, and he's off and into the wall. Pretty light contact there, actually.
Yeah, it was actually.
I was expecting it to be a lot more vicious than that, but that's it's
very lucky.
Exactly, that's why you don't want to hit those yellow curbs.
And you don't want to hit that rear wing either, too much either. So
he's on two bounces, locks the brakes, which is the smart thing to do, but yeah, if he hadn't locked those brakes, I reckon that car would have been toast, and he would have probably had to have a safety car to be able to get that out of the fence. But we'll go have another angle from the front on here, just clips that, two tyres, bounces around, and around he goes and into the tyre barrier there.
That camera shot as well definitely puts into perspective how high that sausage curb actually is. How much higher than it is than the regular curb, and how much it actually launches the car. Like, he was on two wheels for a lot of that, if not one.
Yeah, exactly. It's we'll have a look here. As you can see, he's almost 45 degrees here for a second before it lands and locks it up. He got away with that by locking those tyres. If he hadn't done that, he definitely would have been in a bit of trouble. So kudos to him for keeping it, well, not keeping it out of the wall, but keeping it from destroying his car, and he'll battle on and chase down Nathan for P12 again.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah, that was awesome camera work. We're loving that. Bit of replays there. So, sucks for great for our replays, etc., for the action. Not so good for the drivers, I suppose. So it seems J-Mac had a little bit of a bit of an issue, a bit of an incident there too. I'm not sure what's happened. Braden Martin back on track. He seems to have his car all fixed up now and back on track after that little bit of an early incident, and he's making his way back up the pack here. He's back up. He didn't have the best qualifying, but he does definitely have some serious pace, Braden Martin. And he's only down 3 spots from where he started now. So he's down at 17th, but he did start in the 14th spot there. So he'll be happy to get back up there. Hopefully he can. I'm definitely think he'll be aiming to try and get back to at least where he started. Jake Edward,
absolutely. So Jake made a nice move there into turn 1 on Troll Durley. So he's not even the greatest round, but he's trying to make his way back through. Next in line is Harry Dodds, but he is 17 seconds behind Harry with only 7 laps to go. So unless Harry has another moment like that through the S's that we saw just before, I don't think he's going to be able to gain any further positions than P14, unfortunately.
That's just the nature of the track and nature of these cars, isn't it, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Dean Sinkovic's had a great drive as well. He's up 3 spots, so great drive from him. Just behind Braden Martin there is Dean Sinkovic, so he's having a great drive. We've got Mitch Campbell in front of Braden Martin there. He's having a little bit of a battle here. We will start to see it, hopefully. It'll definitely heat up soon. Now we're coming into the the definite pointy end of this race.
Yeah, exactly. Only six more laps after this one to go, I believe, or 7, sorry. But these guys are having a right hot battle for P16, 17, and with those guys battling, it's bringing Dean behind them, right to them as well. So we're going to have a 3-car battle very shortly for P16, and these guys will fight to the death, because essentially this could be, for a top 5 within the AM series. So these guys are fighting for their positions and fighting for their rightful positions within their own championship as well.
Which makes it very, very interesting. Sometimes you think, oh yeah, these guys are having a mean battle, but some of those times, and we've seen it quite a bit, a lot of these Pro-Am pro guys helping the AM guys, and also a few of these AM guys, the leaders in the AM series, are up there battling with these top pro guys. It's just awesome to see, mate. Oh, look at that for a shot! Come on. Ah, you've outdone yourself, Shitty. Look at that.
Nice move by Braden. Is Dean going to stick his nose up the inside as well? No, he's not quite close enough there, but yeah, he fell back there coming onto the straight. But look, yeah, these guys are having a cracking battle, and if they keep it up, Dean's definitely going to be on the back of them shortly as well. And it looks like so far as well in the AM Championship, it looks like Benjamin Siren is currently leading that in P6 over Tim Corn by a few positions. So if he can keep doing what he's doing as well, he's on for the AM win as well here.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, working very, very well with his teammate Kyle Zink throughout the race. So it's been very, very good. And it seems that they're still working together now. So classy guy, classy boys, classy, very classy. Mitch Williams also.
Yeah, they're all doing pretty well here. You know, as I say, if you got a pro teammate dragging along your AM teammate, they're all doing pretty well. Got Callan and Bradley here. Callan's fallen back a bit. He was battling at one stage. We saw him battling for about 13th, and now he's back down to P22 here, just in front of Bradley. So looks like his race is slowly. Unfortunately, he's just falling back through the pack. It could be tyres. It could just be mistakes like that.
Quite a late pit stop as well, Callan Hodgkinson. So I'm not sure whether he's pitted for something or.
He might have some steering damage here, or an issue here, just going off. Just let a few cars go. He might be just lingering some damage, limping it back to the
to the finish line. A lot of understeer, doesn't it?
Yeah, but unfortunately, because he was battling for a nice top 10 position there at one stage, but unfortunately, that is just part of motorsport.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is. You have good days and you have bad days, and sometimes you just have. You have a great drive, but you have horrible luck, and sometimes it's the other way around. You have great luck, and you have a horrible drive, and you still do all right. So, you know, you can never really pick it, can you?
No, you never can. That's one of the good things about motorsport is you can have, you know, Joshua Thomas out front, who's definitely the fastest car on the field with a 14-second lead right now, but he could also have multiple issues and, you know, not finish the race, sort of thing, and someone else from further in the back of the pack can get lucky with safety cars and cautions and come through and win it. So motorsport's never over until it's over. Is probably the best saying.
Well, as we can see with Adam Hughes sliding up from that 6th position all the way up into a podium, and then just having that one little moment. You can just tell, you can see one little moment on cold tyres how much it can cost you guys. So, but I don't count him out yet because he's a battler. He is. He likes being an underdog, I think, sometimes. So
absolutely. He's only 1.3 seconds behind Tim Court as well, so I'd say he'll probably catch him past Tim. But he's got 6 seconds to Michael Whiting in front of that, so he might not catch Michael with those guys being pretty similar pace. So I'd say he might get up to P9. But that might be as far as we see him charge back through, just because we've only got the 4 more laps after this one to go. It's a nice hot battle here between Dean and Mitch. Dean's obviously got past Mitch at some point during the last couple of laps. That's a nice one. That is super close by those two there.
Oh, you got a bit sketchy on brakes. Oh, no.
Locks the rears in around to go. Might even be potentially been a little bit of contact just looking at that close-up angle and seeing the fender pretty much of Dean Sekovic within Mitch's car there. So I think Mitch might have been trying to just turn down on him slightly. So we'll have a bit of a look from a wider angle here, and we'll get back to it. Very good, mate.
What did he do? Lock it out up and then turn it to the opposite? So
I think they sort of locked together, and then he's just sort of wiggled, and then that's just caused him to be unsettled under brakes, and around she goes. And no further cars. It's harmless. It is what it is. It's just sort of two cars locking together under brakes here, right there. They just sort of locked together. And then
it's a bit tyre on tyre, wasn't it? Or was it tyre on door?
I think it was a bit of tyre on tyre, to be honest. It looked like they were just locked together and you couldn't really do a lot. So could have just also been a potential little bit of netcode there just holding them together. So just an unfortunate racing incident by the look of that.
Unfortunate, but lucky it wasn't worse, and we didn't end up with a safety car and our inside our last 5 laps, and I'm pretty sure they're running at the last 5 laps. Just let it go anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty
With safety
sure
cars.
the only person that might have been keen for that would be Adam in
Yeah.
P10 there. He's actually fallen 3 seconds behind Tim, so I wonder if Adam's actually trailing some damage here because he was 1.1 seconds behind him at the end of the last lap. So looks like he
And
is having
potentially in
some
that
issues.
spin, we saw maybe he's hit a bit of sausage curve there. There's a bit of damage, undercarriage damage that we haven't been actually be able to see on the replay properly, but could have done some serious terminal damage underneath, right?
Yeah, potentially if he did decide to change tyres as well in the pit stop, he might have decided to change fronts instead of right sides or something like that, and the car's balance has just completely gone away from him. So it could be so many different things with these long races. So yeah, especially in these cars as well, they're very fiddly. If you decide to change 2 tyres instead of 4, the balance of the car just feels very off. That makes it very easy to spin.
Yeah. We got Troy Dooley back in the pits again. I'm not sure what he's. Looks like he's had a bit of an off track maybe, and he's put himself into the pits and he's back out again already. So he's just left the pit lane. So not sure what's happened to him, but David Fitz with a bit of off track as well. But I think everyone's just. Oh yeah, sorry guys, we got some live chat in here as well, guys. Just a few shout outs to Troy Maguire. He says, go the fish, Fishy Motorsports. Eddie Clamau. Oh, wow, that's one hard one to say. But Clamau's mix. Oh, man, that's horrible. I've messed that up, but please maybe phonetically put in the chat how I can say it properly. That'd be great. We got Benjamin McLaughlin, and we've got, checking in, Benjamin McLaughlin, just saying hello. And we've got 95 Sim Sports. Look at those 95 SS cars. Yeah, boy. Much love, legends. So thank you very much for that, guys. Apologies for not getting to your chats earlier, earlier, guys. Give you all bit of a like as well on the comments as well. Beautiful. Okay, so I've got the pronunciation. Bear with me. It's Klimowitz. Okay, cool. So it's Eddie Klimowitz. Okay, beautiful. Done. Awesome. I'll remember it. Klimowitz. Cool. Thank you very much for your comments, guys. It's great to have a bit of interaction, and it's great to see that you guys are enjoying the racing. So if you haven't yet, guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you hadn't hit that notification bell on Facebook, make sure you do. Coming down to our last 3 laps in our round 2 Porsche GT3 Cup, brought to you by SRW TV. We're having a great race. I'll hand back to Stefan for this last couple of laps to the action, mate.
Yeah, it looks like Kyle Zink and Benjamin here are sort of throwing out the team orders now, and they are actually battling each other quite hard.
Oh, okay.
Bringing Greg Barber and Michael Whiting right back to them. Only a second behind is Greg, and only 16ths behind Greg is Michael. So we could have a 4-way battle for P5 here, which in the long run, if I was Benjamin Siren, like, you want to be your teammate's wingman, but at the same time you're battling a completely different championship. So
yeah.
And
they got to a point they were starting to hold each other up there, I think. And now everyone's pushing, they're starting to hold each other up. As you can see, the guys are starting to catch them behind. So these guys really want to pedal to the metal and start to tuck the ears back in, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it's... Yeah, exactly. And you got Adam Hughes making his way back through on Tim Corn there for P9 and 10. So it's going to be... There he is all the way through down the back straight. It looks like he's not carrying any damage, so he must just have a few bad laps there, or as you say, that spin and maybe taking tyres, and the balance just isn't quite there in the car. So he's probably not going to be overly happy with that result. But that battle for P5 that we got going on is pretty impressive, and I think that's probably going to be the battle that might steer us to the finish here, as everyone else is relatively spread out. We got Josh Thomas 11 seconds in front of Blake at the front, and followed by Jimmy another 5 seconds back, Jake another 10 on that, and Kyle another 12, and then this big battle pack we've got here with a lap car coming up as well of J-Mac there in P22. So this battle's going to be all on. I think Kyle's got him past Benjamin here, and he's just started to put the hammer down. If Benjamin can hold these guys off for another, 2 laps, and give Benjamin a couple of laps to give Kyle a couple of laps to pull away and get a, a 1.5, 2 second lap lead, that should be enough to see him through for P5 as well. So, be interesting. Obviously, as I said, Benjamin is fighting a completely different championship to the 3 cars around him. So it'll be interesting to see what he does here in the last couple of laps.
And with Greg Barber qualified in 3rd, didn't he? So Greg Barber's got some serious pace. We know he can do some serious lap times around here. And he's running on a whole lot less fuel than he was before. So it'd be very interesting to see whether Benjamin can hold him off. Oh, he's gone for the move. Greg Barber on the inside.
It's going to be very deep. He's going to get that switch back, and he actually might even lose the position to Michael here if he's not. Michael's got the run, so I wouldn't be surprised if Michael makes a move down the end of the straight here, and he might actually lose a position after trying to go for a position, which this is all going into the hands of the 295 Sim Sport cars there. So Michael's sort of making a move. He's laid under brakes. He's pulled it up. Nice side-by-side action there with those two. Greg's going to have the inside here. It's going to find it hard. Michael's going to find it hard here, so he might try and crisscross under, gain the traction. He's got a good run, and if he flicks it left now, he'll get underneath. He's going to go to the outside. And
a bit of a lock-off in the front there.
Everything's going on in this battle pack. You got J-Mac just in front of these guys as well, who isn't quite yielding. He's holding up Kyle a little bit here. And one of the crisscross, I think it's Bradley Wall just in front of that. So these guys are going to get balked here. Bradley's trying to let them go, and has successfully let them go at the second to last corner. And J-Mac's going to let Kyle go here into the last corner, and I'd say Benjamin will go underneath, and he'll try and just hold the wide line, and they will go through. So penultimate lap, 2 laps to go. This battle pack for P5 is all on. You got Michael, who's hunting Greg down, and then the 295 guys who are trying to just pull away from these two as well.
Oh yeah, this is some pretty good racing. I don't know. I got a funny feeling Michael Whiting might get this. I don't know. He's pretty consistent, and he's good at a very nice smooth pass, to be honest. So as you can see, he's hounding the back of Greg Barber there. That's a great shot there. Loving a bit of that. Oh, there's a bit of rubbing there from Michael Whiting and Greg Barber by the look of that. Michael will be able to do the switch back through here. You can see he's showing him his nose. He's trying to put on as much pressure as well. We've also got Benjamin Siren just trying to, I'm not sure if he's trying to put pressure on the back of Kyle, or he's just trying to stay as close as he can so he can keep out of this melee behind with Greg and Michael Whiting, because you never know. If someone's a bit late under brakes under this battle behind them with Greg and Michael, you could never know. Benjamin or Kyle could get caught up in this. And look at this, Benjamin with this beautiful move down the outside. Is he going to be able to make it stick? And his teammates let him go there. Kyle Zinkler's let his teammate go, so his teammate can slot up a bit further up here and make sure he cements his win for the M. Absolutely brilliant race. Oh no, just had the white flag come up, and Cullen Hodgkinson's just had a bit of he's taken himself out of the race by the look, but he's had a bit of we might have to have a bit of a look at that action replay after the race is finished. As we come up to our ultimate lap here, guys. Fantastic racing tonight, eh, Stefan?
Oh, these guys are really putting it on. But unfortunately that we've only got this one battle pack, but these guys all had solid races. You've got Greg Barber's having to go in the pit lane. He might not even have enough fuel, and Jeremy Bush is around as well through the yeses. Greg Barber and Michael Whiting are in the pit lane. I don't know if they have enough fuel. We'll keep on board with these guys. I know obviously Josh JT is about to come across the line shortly, but I'll be interested to see if they actually come into their boxes.
It happens to all of us, guys. It happens to the best of us.
I think they're all 1 lap short, but Michael's just had a drive-through. So they could have reached their incident limit points potentially, and they've had to take a penalty for it, unfortunately. So that could be what it is. But Greg's having to take fuel, but Michael's got a drive-through there. So that could promote Adam Hughes up a few positions as well, because he was only a couple of, I think he was about 7 seconds behind these guys. So it's a bit unfortunate for those guys, but look at Adam might get a few positions as JT's coming down the back straight for the last time as well, but he's had a convincing win here. 8.5 seconds clear of P2. He sort of just cruised around for the victory. He's made it look like he's cruising around for the victory.
Yep. I think he's just cementing how the boys need to listen to him. This basically tells us the whole rest of the crowd. This is why you listen to me, boys, because I'm this fast. Yes, boss. Absolute legend, absolute legend. So big shout out to Josh Thomas from and Precision Sim Training, absolute legend. So provides a lot of coaching to our guys for the Super Twos, and a lot of the setups for all our setups and stuff like that for our series is also free coaching, I should say. He does free coaching for our V8 supercars, Super Twos. So we're pretty full for the Super Twos now. But there's our checkered flag, guys. Our checkered flag, Josh Thomas was that great win, 8.5 seconds gap there to the back to Blake Delaney, our winner from last week, with a great race, the Fishing Motorsports car, but he's trailing there behind him. Jimmy Dalton taking that spot back from Adam Hughes after they've had a bit of a tussle and a bit of a battle there a bit earlier on in the race. We got Jamie Dyke there with a 4 spot. We got in the Fishing Motorsports car also. Beautiful, beautiful drive from him. Benjamin Siren with an absolutely brilliant drive. He's in the AM class. He's number 1 in our AM class, but he's made it 5th in the overall race. It was pretty impressive, hey? Stefan working very, very well with his teammate. So it's a stellar effort and a stellar showing of great teamwork in action. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. It shows you how teammates can work together quite well. And you got Tim Court there, P7. He's 2nd in the AM class. Michael Whiting after that drive through. Adam Hughes didn't actually gain any positions there, so I wonder if he was just a massive fuel save as well for the last couple of laps potentially. Chris Island P10, Greg Barber P11, Nathan Gore P12, P13 Harry Dodds, and I believe the next AM is Braden Martin in P14. So your AM podium would be Benjamin Siren P1, Tim Corn P7, and Braden Martin P14 would be your AM podium overall, I believe. But that was a pretty good race there from everyone there. You got Mitch Campbell in P15 as well. Obviously, it looks like a couple of people there reached their incident limits at the end.
I see. Apologies there for that, guys. So, all good.
So yeah, but that was a clinical performance there by Josh Thomas.
Oh, absolutely clinical. It was quite comfortably doing mid 207s that whole stint basically. So I'm not sure. Didn't seem like he had to fuel save much either. So it was a very, very classy performance from him. I'll let you finish off the grid also, Stefan.
Yeah, so we got Dean Tinkovich in P15, up a few positions there. Harry Dodds P16, David Leslie P17, Bradley Wall P18, John J. Mack in P19, Jeremy Bush P20. Oh, excuse me. I'm just trying to double check my AM standings. It does look like, yeah, it's Benjamin, Tim, and Braden there. So congratulations to that podium, and obviously the podium of Joshua, Blake, and Jimmy there of the open races.
Yeah, so after that we got Bradley Wall there in 19th spot, John McCarran in 20th, Troy Dooley in 21st, Daniel Fritz, George Minus. And we got Stephen Sinkovich, Callan Hodgkinson, 26th, Jake Edwards, Greg Leake in 27th, and Dylan DeBono in 30th there. It seemed like he was much of a starter. I don't think he actually even started there. So, he's done no laps or anything in there. So I'm not sure whether he had technical issues and he had to drop out there. But big shout out to the promo department and our safety car, Peter Baxter tonight as well, and race control. Thank you very much, guys. And we shall go to some. We'll bring some guys down to the green room and bring some of our illustrious drivers down. I'll leave it to you, Stefan, while I go and grab some people.
There it is.
So we shall grab.
Yes, we'll just grab these main podium guys and see if we can drag them in momentarily for some post-race chats and interviews. So Oh, driver.
Oh, I think driver of the
day.
day might have to be Benjamin Siren. He's had a very
Yeah, I'd,
great
I'd say
drive.
Benjamin Sireman as well, winner of the AM class and having a good top 5 overall in the overall as well.
Would you be able to help me here, Shibby? Pull some of these guys down. Thanks, mate. Hmm.
Believe so, yeah.
Apologies, guys. We'll go to the. So we have Blake Delaney. Welcome, 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 mate. What a race review. Well done, mate, for that second spot. Very well done. It's a bit hard to hold a flame to Josh Thomas there, but very very well done from yourself. How'd you find tonight?
Yeah, we call him the alien.
Yeah.
He's a superstar, mate. He's a pro driver, so no chance of beating him.
Yeah, pretty crazy. How'd you find the Porsches around here tonight? Bit of a handful?
Yeah, saving tyres was tough. We used probably a bit more fuel than what we thought in the second stint and didn't sort of caught us out a little bit, which is a bit interesting. Everyone was saving a bit.
Yeah, it's very high track temperatures. Start of the race was 38 degrees Celsius, the track temp. So, and there was no breeze as well to cool this track down throughout the race either. So, made it very very interesting. You managed to stay out of the trouble in turn one as well, which was very lucky.
Oh, got my nose taken off though. I don't know who it was. Someone in a blue car. I saw it coming in the mirrors and opened up the steering and just clipped my left front. So it was compromised a little bit.
Greg Barber was a bit late on. It seemed to missed his visual braking point by the look of it, and locked him up there a bit. Yeah,
he definitely didn't miss it by a couple of meters. It was a couple of years he missed that one by, I reckon. It flying through.
Yeah, there's definitely on full lockup when he went flying past you as well. So I was lucky. It was it caused a bit of a chain reaction behind you. But we only got one safety car tonight, so it was good to see Peter Baxter wasn't out as much as he was last time.
Yeah. Well, I did think he was going to take JT out for a second then. I thought he was going to strife because I'd opened up the wheel and then he just went sailing through on the left. And I thought, oh, he's going to take the back of Josh's car out, which would have probably made it even for us, actually. No wing on Josh's car.
Yeah. He might have had to drive it backwards as well, but, you never know. He was quite consistently, quite comfortably doing mid 207s the whole race. So it goes to show you something, doesn't it? Most definitely.
We've raced with him for years. We would come to expect it, mate. So there's nothing expected there.
And speaking of the devil, we'll cut to Josh as well. So, Josh, mate, how are you? Great race from you tonight, mate. Fantastic.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it. It was good fun.
It's very, very quick from you. Obviously, it didn't seem like these cars were too much of a challenge around here. Is there any, for us mere mortals out here, and us non-aliens, is there any little tidbits of advice you can give us for this track?
Just make sure you put enough fuel to get in the end, or get it to the end. I was saving a bit there, but he couldn't count the whole time and nearly ran out, but we got there, so happy days.
Yeah, a bit of a challenge with the track temp as well with tyre wear.
Yeah, Dave, it was running on rims at the end of it all. It was hard work and real hot, but that's all part of it. We got there in the end, and the track was hot and the tyres were down to their last legs at the end.
Fantastic, and a big shout out to you as well for precision sim training as well. Great, big thank you for your free coaching for the Super 2s, to the V8s, and the setups and etc. as well, mate. So very, very big help for us, and massive help and massive support for SRW TV and the whole series, really. So big thank you to you, mate.
My pleasure. It's been awesome, and looking forward to continuing.
Awesome. We're looking forward to see that shiny car out in the grid as well a bit more. So it'd be great to see you. We've also got Jimmy Dalton, who Jimmy Dalton in our pro class got third overall and third in our pro class there. So he had a great drive as well. There as well. Jimmy, how'd you find tonight? How'd you find it in the Porsches?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Track was pretty hot, so it was pretty hard to keep the car in balance. But yeah, good time out there, I think. Thanks for putting it on, guys.
Oh, it's fantastic to see you out there, and great to see some new faces and some new liveries, etc., out there. You had a bit of a battle there with Adam Hughes there for a little bit until he thinks it seems to have he escorted himself off there a little bit after the pit. So unfortunately.
Yeah, we had a little touch and spun around, but he gave me the position back. But then, I think he may have taken tyres in the pits and ended up somewhere in the midfield, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate for him. So, but we all have good days and bad days, don't we? So,
Yeah.
fantastic race from yourself tonight, mate. Very, very well done. So,
Thanks
big
very much.
shout out. Not a problem. So we will go back to our race winner, Josh Thomas. And who would you like to give a shout out? Who would you like to send some love to, mate?
Big thank you to all the Send It boys. That was awesome fun. Did plenty of prep to get a good setup. So thank you to those fellas. The Fishy boys, as always, they always provide plenty of laughs and good fun. So and thank you to the league for putting it all on and being so organised and putting on a good event. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being involved, and thank you for all your help, mate. Absolutely awesome. And Mr. Delaney.
Hey, cheers, mate. Big shout out to the old man. He'll be watching. He loves it now. I normally give actually, first of all, the Fishy Boys, fantastic effort. Heaps of fun tonight. We all have a good bit of banter in the Discord. We did everything to try and put Josh off tonight, but no matter how much we give him shit, we still can't get him to slow down. So big shout out to West End Motor Group, Parramatta Peugeot Professional, Parramatta City Great Wall and Haval, West End Mazda Parramatta, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Relax Marine and Game Fishing, DC Shades and Black Wolf Graphics. Now, normally I would say a massive shout out to the little maestro, Josh Thomas, for the setup. But as far as I'm concerned tonight, 8.4 seconds off the lead. It was a crap setup. Not happy with it. Didn't provide me with a fast enough car to beat the bloke that won the race.
You saying that he might have a different setup to you boys, eh? Oh, conspiracy start.
No, definitely not. All in jest. The guy provides an amazing support for the team and certainly for all the setup and coaching help that he provides the community. He's a superstar, and obviously it's why a lot of us are driving up the front. Well done to the new boys into the league as well, and a few new faces up the front there, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see a lot of new faces and a lot of teamwork as well this season. I think the teamwork's really starting to kick in this season, which is super awesome to see, guys. Just really, really awesome. And it's great to be seeing you guys and new faces in all the different series also. So yeah, big shout out to everybody, guys. So with that said, I will wrap up tonight's show and we'll wrap it up. Big shout out to DSL Welding Services and Dragonrc. Thank you very much for the sponsorship and all your support. Big shout out to the promo department also. Massive shout out to our... Sorry, there's too many shout outs. So massive love and thank you to Shibby, our illustrious producer tonight, and our co-host and our co-host Stephen McCartan, and signing out from myself, Sheffy Todd Thorburn. Thank you very much. Wrapping up for SRW TV's coverage of the Porsche GT3 Cup at Circuit of America Round 2. Much love, guys. Keep safe. See you soon.
I didn't know.
Oh, sorry. Apologies, Jimmy. What? How rude of me, Jimmy. So big shout out to who would you like to thank?
I'd just like to thank all the lads at Send It Sim Sports. Got a great community going here and a great team. So thanks for all the support. Our sponsors, Hobbs Trenching and Boring, ProServe Finance, Sydney Computers, AJ Insurance, Transform Media, Pixel Blocks and CD Sim Photography. And a special thanks to our setup shop, Precision Performance Shop. Josh does a great job with the Porsche setups, so thanks for that.
Oh yeah, and also guys, we couldn't find our driver of the day, but we've just had a bit of a chat, and definitely we think our driver of the day would be Benjamin Siren. He won the the AM class, and he got 5th overall. So that's an absolutely epic drive from him. How many spots was he up? 6? 8 spots. Bloody hell. That's an absolute amazing drive from him in the 959 car, in the number 959 car. So he's had a beautiful, beautiful race tonight. He had some amazing
improvements at the end of last season. He's seen some. He's carried those massive improvements into this season. He had a great round 1 and now a great round 2. So big shout out for Benjamin Siren, and hopefully next time he'll be in race chat and we can pull him down and have a chat with him as well. For our Okay, so for our last quick wrap up, I do apologise back to Jimmy Dalton once again for not giving you the airtime, but you got some at the end there. So
Yeah, thank you.
all good. Much love to once again, much love and thank you for the support, DSL Welding Services, Dragonrc, and the promo department. Thank you very much from myself, Chef Toddy Thorburn, my co-host Stephen McCartan, and our producer Nathan Shibby Howard. Thank you very much. Signing off for SRW TV, tonight's broadcast of the Porsche GT3 Cup at Circuit America Round 2. Let's go.